You work your way upstream on the Missouri, across the I-29 corridor, and some big concerns outside of Omaha and Lincoln. There is a flash flood emergency around a lake there, so that's one of the factors. Thankfully, recently a lot of that rain has moved out. Where it's taken off to is a little bit farther to the northeast. You can see most of that moisture sliding across Iowa. Some very heavy rain just around the Des Moines area, especially south of that, and also north of Madison. As you work your way to Prairie du Chien, we are dealing with some heavier rainfall there in this region, so there's plenty of moisture. Last of the heaviest rainfall is moving out of the Arrowhead of Minnesota. What does all this mean for us? As we build more rain, there is a lot more potential to flood, not just for the rivers, but also where we have the ground saturated, which is so many areas here across some of the north central tier. Sioux Falls dealing with some of the more showers and thunderstorms as we head through today. They had a very wet June, and so there will be some potential for flooding, but the greatest risk for severe weather is actually where we're finding those thunderstorms right now, and just off to the southeast of that. So across southern Iowa through northern Missouri and back into northeastern Nebraska, northeastern Kansas at this point in time. Notice your morning starting off with some of that wet weather continuing throughout the day. You can see those thunderstorms just kind of drifting their way on through and erupting into the evening hours, and that's where we'll watch for that severe weather heat as we go through the afternoon. 83 in Dallas, Oklahoma City coming in at 79 degrees, so a lot of warmth is still unfolding across some of the south central plains. And we do have some lower numbers thanks to that cold front Bernie was talking about off towards the east. Nashville at 66 degrees and some comfort in Raleigh too at this point in time. Across the south though, as a whole, it's been hard to find some rainfall. That might become concerning if we continue this pattern for another month like we had throughout the month of June, where we just did not get a lot of rain in some of these areas. We could start to see some more drought problems, but off towards the southeast, we do have showers, a few spotty ones across southern Georgia and into Florida. It's not much, though, for wet weather. As we work our way through time, it is about so much warmth, especially across Arkansas. This is where the high's been for so long. Going through this afternoon, you can see very limited thunderstorms near the I-10 corridor. As we head into tomorrow, we gain a little bit more action between I-20 and I-10, but it's not a lot of wet weather. And then as we head through this week, we've got a lot more rain across some areas of the country that just do not need more rain, especially southern Minnesota, northern Iowa, into South Dakota. This is a look at what June really brought down for us, and most of this occurred just in the last week. 200%, so twice the amount of rainfall than what we would typically see this time of year, and that was just, again, a lot from the last week of June. Showers, thunderstorms still on tap for us as we've gone throughout the day. There is a risk for severe weather, though, I want to highlight. From Kansas City in towards Des Moines, we do have the potential for damaging winds, most especially, but there could also be some large hail or isolated tornadoes with this. Biggest threats, though, by far will be the wind, and on top of it, the rain throughout Wednesday afternoon. You can see it getting going across South Dakota, Nebraska, and again, it's only just getting started, so we're not going to catch much of a